Today I'm sharing a strategy for setting piano practice goals that you'll actually achieve to help you get the results that you want without the frustration or overwhelm. It can be so exciting restarting your piano journey, especially at the start of a new year. And you probably have some idea of what you want to play on the piano this year, but how do you make that happen? In today's video, I'll give you some specific tips and strategies for setting both long and short-term goals. And setting these goals for yourself is going to ensure that you have the most effective piano practice possible and a really successful year. The first part of my strategy involves setting a long-term goal for the whole year. Choose maybe 3 to 6 pieces as a goal for the year, and this is going to vary on the type of music you're learning and the level and how much time you have to practice. Feel free to write down the names of specific pieces that you want to learn, and if you're not sure, that's okay. You could pick a book that you'd like to learn the pieces out of, or even just a style of music to play. I will often try to choose music that has some variety in the style. So for example, I might pick some classical romantic music that I really enjoy playing, and then throw in maybe a more contemporary piece that I'm less familiar with that would be more of a challenge. Make sure to set some goals for your technique as well, the scales or technical exercises that you play as a warm-up. One obvious goal that you could set for your technique is just to increase the speed of it, and you can do this incrementally throughout the year and just gradually speed everything up. Another thing you can improve with your technique would be to learn different exercises, such as adding arpeggios in. It's also fun to set a goal such as learn all of the major scales this year, or learn all the relative minor scales. So pick something that you do want to learn, but that is also new and pushes your technical boundaries a little bit. It's also so beneficial to choose something that you want to improve in your overall musicianship. And this could be maybe memorizing a piece for the first time, or trying out some improv, maybe starting some ear training if you've never done ear training before, or starting some sight reading and doing that on a regular basis. Try choosing 1 or 2 new musicianship skills that you really want to work on this year and see an improvement in. The last tip I have for you for a long-term goal is to challenge yourself to perform. And it doesn't have to be at a recital or a festival or concert or anything like that, although it could be. It can also just be playing one of the pieces that you've learned for family or friends. You can either play this piece for them live, or you can make a recording of yourself and share it. Please don't feel like you have to add performance into your long-term goal. It's just something that I do myself, and I encourage my students to do that if they like that added challenge. If you are looking for some brand new music and you're not sure what to pick, I have a free ebook with 6 pieces in it, totally free, and I'll leave the link in the description below so that you can download and print your own copy and start learning some new music right away. If you've been having problems with a consistent practice routine in the past, now is a great time to figure out what works for you. So when you're making your plan, make sure you pick a time of day that's very consistent and works with your schedule, and set aside at least 15 minutes to play the piano during that time. And remember that consistency is super important. This is how you're going to see progress and build the skills that you're working on every day. And once you do this enough times, it's really going to become a part of your day, just like any routine. Now that we've set our long-term goal, we're going to switch to shorter-term goals and think about the month ahead. Pick 1 to 2 pieces that you want to work on this month. Some examples of monthly goals for each piece would be, I'm going to play the whole piece hands separately by the end of the month, or hands together by the end of the month, or even something more specific such as, I'll play this hands separately but up to speed, or I'll play this hands together but very slowly. Don't forget to challenge yourself to something new when it comes to your technique in order to reach your goals. I like to focus on adding something new to your technique, such as a new key every month. If it's one that you haven't learned before, this gives you the time to learn the fingering, the key signature, and learn the scale hands separately as well before putting it hands together and adding other things to the technique, such as chords. Each month, make sure that you're incorporating some new musicianship skills into your practice routine, such as a lead sheet or some improv, maybe some transposition, playing by ear, or sight reading. You can work on the same lead sheet for the entire month. Choose one at the beginning and learn the melody. And then by the end of the month, maybe you're playing it hands together with the chords. You can also add some theory challenges to your monthly practice. So if you're doing a new scale, maybe you could learn to notate that scale during that month as well, and that can be your theory goal. Let's talk about some weekly goals you can set for yourself so you can really see that progress from week to week. Choose something more specific to work on in each piece from week to week. For example, a specific section of music, or perhaps speeding up a section of music that you've worked on before, maybe fixing the fingering in a certain passage, adding pedal, or maybe working on something like phrasing or expression. A weekly technical goal could be something like fixing the fingering on a certain scale or during some chords. It could also be adding a scale hands together or adding some chords hands together. It could even be adding an exercise such as learning a new arpeggio. Make sure you build on that technical skill every week in order to reach that goal. Other things you can do to help reach your weekly goals include watching teaching videos or even reaching out for support in places like Facebook groups or threads online. It's important to try to stay flexible during the year while you're working towards these goals. The important thing is that having these steps in place is going to give you a framework and a clear plan for how to make progress, reach your goals, and grow as a musician. And always remember not to be too hard on yourself and just have fun and enjoy the experience of playing the piano and the joy that music can bring you. I would love to know if you've made any piano goals for yourself during this year. I have a goal to finish a book that I started composing last year, so that's a really important goal for me. And I also have a goal of playing another concert in the spring that I will be starting to practice very soon. Please let me know what your goals are. Drop them in the comments. I would love to read them. And if you're an adult piano player who wants to gain skills and confidence at the piano without spending hours practicing, I think you're really going to enjoy this next video.